Hello and welcome to Car and Bike. I am Seshan Vijay Raghavan and today's comparison is going to be an interesting one. On one hand, we have the current reigning champion of the subcompact SUV space, the heavyweight Tata Nexon. And on the other hand, we have the bold and stylish challenger, the Kia Sonet. Now, both these SUVs received a proper midlife update recently, and the updates were just months apart. Currently, both the Sonet and the Nexon are the best versions of themselves, and also among the select few SUVs that still offer you a diesel engine. But the main question is, which one is the better SUV for you? Well, we'll be answering that in this video. But before we move ahead, do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that bell notification as well, so wherever we put a new video, you are instantly notified. In this video, we'll be comparing the top-spec Fearless Plus S variant of the Tata Nexon with the range-topping X-Line trim of the Kia Sonet. Both feature a 1.5-litre diesel engine under the hood, and while the Sonet comes with a 6-speed automatic transmission, for this comparison we could only get the manual version of the Nexon. At the time of making this video, this version of the Nexon was priced at 15 lakh rupees while the Sonet was priced at 15,75,000 rupees, both ex-showroom Delhi. Now visually, both these SUVs have taken a huge leap when it comes to design styling. However, I personally like the more subtle and cleaner updates made to the Nexon over this very aggressive and sharp looking Sonet. This is literally a bit too much for me. However, I feel that looks are subjective, so you do let us know in the comments what do you think about these two cars and which one is your favorite. In terms of features, neither Tata nor Kia have left any stone unturned. Both come with full LED headlights with LED daytime running lamps and connected LED tail lights. However, I like the quality and design of Kia better. You also get a set of 16-inch alloy wheels with the top-spec models of the two SUVs. However, while the Nexon gets 16-inch wheels across the variant lineup, the entry-level trims of the Sonet come with smaller 15-inch steel wheels. Both also come with side and underbody cladding with four-roof rails to increase their rugged appeal. Now, when we look at the dimensions, you might think that the Nexon is the bigger SUV among the two, but that's not the case. In fact, in terms of length, both are identical. Whereas in terms of width, the Nexon is slightly wider than the Sonet, whereas it is the Sonet that gets the slightly longer wheelbase as well as the height, which is slightly more than the Nexon. Now, in terms of boot capacity, here you get about 382 liters of luggage capacity on the Nexon, whereas when you go towards the Sonet, you'll find that it gets a bigger boot. Yes, this gets a capacity of 385 liters. So that is the difference between these two SUVs. When it comes to interior and cabin features, both subcompact SUVs are quite tech-heavy. Both offer a pair of 10.25-inch displays, one for the digital instrument cluster and the other one is the central touchscreen unit, the main command center for each car. Common features among the two include a wireless phone charger, wireless connectivity for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and connected car technology. Both SUVs also come with multiple USB ports, both at front and back, ventilated front seats and an electric sunroof. Yes, the Nexon comes with an array of smart features and tech. However, the basic layout of the cabin is still reminiscent of the older version, which means both the driver and the front passenger, the space over here feels a bit constrained. Now, you do have this very stylish looking two-spoke steering wheel with the illuminated Tata logo. However, I don't see any major practical use for this feature. Then you also get a wireless phone charger now, but that has taken up the space that was here earlier, so you do not have any cubby holes or small pockets to store your knickknacks or the key fob even. All that said, I do prefer the seats on the Nexon, but the ventilation function feels more effective on the Sonet. In comparison, the Sonet feels a bit more roomier. The center console has also been designed well. You get more storage space here for your knickknacks, and the USB ports are also more accessible here. However, this all-black theme of the X-Line trim might lead to some kind of claustrophobic effect for some passengers. Having said that, the other variants like the GT line and the Tech line's lighter interiors might be better in those regards. That said, the fit and finish is nice. I like the steering feel here, and the buttons also have a nice tactile feel. In addition to that, the Sonet also gets a 4-way adjustable power seat for the driver in comparison to the Nexon's manual adjustability. Now it is the Nexon that scores big in terms of space, and you get a better sense of it when you're sitting here at the rear seat. Now you get more under thigh support, it feels a lot more roomier, and you also have this central armrest with cup holder, which is similar to the Sonet. That said, you can have 3 people sitting here abreast in relative comfort, whereas the Sonet can only accommodate maybe 2 adults. Well, space might be better in the Nexon. When it comes to the creature comforts, it is the Sonet that takes the lead. You get better under thigh support in comparison to the previous version of the Sonet. Then along with this central armrest with the cup holders, you also get better AC vents. The airflow is better here, and you also get Type-C USB ports at the lower section. Both cars get air purifiers, but the Sonet additionally also gets virus protection function. But what really makes the rear seat experience better in the Sonet are these. Yes, you get sun blinds, which is a feature that you might not find in a lot of cars in this segment. In terms of safety, both Tata and Kia have covered all bases. You get 6 airbags, anti-lock braking system, electronic brake force distribution, electronic stability control, hill assist control, rear parking sensors, 3-pointed seat belts with reminder and ISOFIX, all as standard. The Sonet additionally also gets emergency stop signal, vehicle stability management and tire pressure monitor among standard offerings, which are an option on the Nexon. Both models also offer 360-degree view cameras with blind spot monitor. However, its integration on the Sonet is more user-friendly. Also, all trims of the Sonet from HTX and above come with all 4 disc brakes. In the Nexon, you only get front disc brakes as standard. But that's not it. The Sonet also comes with Level 1 Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. In fact, it is only the second car in this segment to get an ADAS after the Hyundai Venue. Now you get about 10 autonomous functions over here, including forward collision warning and avoidance assist, lane departure assist, lane keep assist, auto high beam assist, and 360-degree view camera with blind spot monitoring. So all these things gives the Sonet an upper hand over the Nexon. Having said that, the Nexon holds a 5-star crash test rating, so it's the Nexon that has the official credentials, whereas the Kia Sonet is yet to be crash tested. Now, right off the bat, let me tell you that the Nexon diesel over here comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox, whereas the Sonet with us is a 6-speed automatic torque converter. So we are not comparing the transmissions today, that is for a later day. But today we'll be talking about the engine performance as well as how the cars handle on the road. Now, starting with the Nexon itself that I'm driving, comes with a 1.5-litre turbo diesel engine, and it is the same engine that we have seen in this car for the longest time. Now, it is a tried and tested motor, and we have always liked the performance. It's torquey, it has good amount of pull, and that way the performance is also good. However, this makes slightly lesser power compared to the Sonet, about 1 bhp less. It stands at 113 brake horsepower, whereas the torque output stands at 260 Newton meters in comparison to the Sonet's 250 Newton meter torque output. Now, in terms of performance, there is some turbo lag in the lower revs, and the low end torque is also slightly lesser than what we would like. However, once you cross the 2000 RPM mark, the turbo kicks in, and that is when the engine comes alive and it feels a lot more punchier. Beyond that point, the engine builds up power nicely, and it also sustains it quite well, and will be quickly attaining triple-digit speed in no time. Now, the one gripe I have with the Nexon is that it is noisy. Noisier than the Sonet, of course, and all that noise does seep into the cabin, and yes, you do get used to it, but initially it might be something that will bother you. Now, coming to the Sonet, here too you get a 1.5-litre diesel engine, and as I mentioned before, this is marginally more powerful and develops about 10 mm less torque compared to the Nexon. But you do not see any major difference in performance. This too is quite torquey, and the engine is also quite punchy. Yes, there is some turbo lag here as well in the lower revs, but as soon as you cross the 2000 RPM mark, the Sonet 2 builds up power nicely, and that is when it becomes a lot more engaging to drive. The engine also builds up power nicely and sustains the torque well, and unlike the Nexon, it feels a bit more refined and quite silent for a diesel engine. Now, the Sonet is offered with a 6-speed manual gearbox as well, similar to the Nexon. In terms of automatics, here you get a torque converter, whereas the Nexon diesel only comes with a AMT unit. As for how the cars perform on the road, both SUVs offer you a comfortable ride. However, it is the Nexon that impresses me more. Tata has fine-tuned the suspension to take on all the bumps and potholes on the road with great ease. In comparison, the Sonet is a tad on the softer side, making the ride a bit bouncy. In terms of handling too, the Nexon feels a bit more planted compared to the Sonet and offers better high-speed stability. The steering too is hefty and offers better assurance. However, in urban conditions with a lot of traffic, the maneuverability of the Sonet's light steering feels like a boon. Furthermore, the NVH levels are far better in the Sonet and the diesel engine too is quite silent for an oil burner. The Nexon on the other hand is simply noisy. While the Nexon comes in 4 personas, Kia offers the Sonet in 7 variants. However, based on the engine and transmission choices, both models come in multiple trim options. Prices for the Tata Nexon start at 8,15,000 rupees and go up to 15,80,000 rupees ex-showroom. In comparison, prices for the Sonet start at 8 lakh rupees and go up to 15,75,000 rupees ex-showroom. So yes, the Sonet does undercut the Nexon by a decent margin. So it's time to sum up things now. Keeping the similarities aside, if you want a car with good driving dynamics, a spacious cabin and a high safety rating is important for you, then the Nexon should be your pick. Whereas if you are looking for that oomph factor and along with that you also want more creature comforts and tech with the added safety of ADAS, then the Sonet is the right option. Well, if you ask me what will be my pick, then the Sonet makes more sense because with the addition of the tech and features, I also get a proper automatic and that too for an affordable price tag. Well, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you have any suggestions for us, put them in the comment box below. And for more such automotive content, keep following Car and Bike.